let's get to what that head-to-head matchup might look like. Go ahead and put this up on the screen. This is A6. If you put Biden up against generic Republicans, so you just ask, okay, whoever the eventual Republican nominee is, but you're not asking specifically Trump or specifically DeSantis, the Republican nominee has a pretty significant edge here. You've got Biden at 41, and you've got 47% for that generic Republican. Now, most of the head-to-heads that I've seen, both between Biden and DeSantis and Biden and Trump, have been quite close. Some of them have gone, I think DeSantis more consistently has a bit of a lead over Biden. With Trump, Biden tends to have a bit of a lead over Trump. But this is very much a jump ball. And what it may come down to is, just like last time around, the people who don't like either candidate, they don't like Biden and they don't like Trump, who do they decide to hold their nose and vote for? Last time, that group, which was a sizable group and is going to be probably an even larger group this time around, last time the majority of them went with Biden. So will that be the dynamic that ultimately wins him the re-election? Just to underscore this, put this next piece up on the screen, A7. 60% of respondents here say they do not think Donald Trump should run for president, and 70% do not think Joe Biden should run for president. So comparatively, I guess Trump is doing a little bit better on this metric, but not an impressive showing for either one of these candidates. Majority of the public really wishes we could move on from these two dudes, but apparently that's not the direction we're headed in. And finally, as I just said, in terms of the head-to-head matchups, put this up on the screen. Ron DeSantis, in the average of polls here from Real Clear Politics, has about a 2-point lead over Joe Biden. I looked at the Trump versus Biden head-to-head overall, and it was actually less different than I expected. Trump was leading Biden in this average of polls by 1.3, so 1.9% for DeSantis, 1.3% for Trump. In any case, even though there is much hatred towards Trump, much dissatisfaction towards Biden, this is likely to be a very close race, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important that we put all of that together. I mean, I just think in general, though, the weaknesses still remain, and I don't think a lot of people are really grappling with that. Let's put this up there on the screen. Right now, in terms of the positive and the negative, Biden is at 38% to 48% positive negative, which is, of course, better than Trump's of 34 to 53. But in a general election matchup, Biden is at 41% and a quote-unquote Republican nominee is at 47%. So the so-called generic Republican, he is losing there pretty significantly. Now, there is no such thing as a generic Republican in the age of Donald Trump, so all of the negativity and the positivity, both base-wise and then general election-wise, is going to stick there with Trump. But it does still show you an opening is there, and also that he's precarious. I mean, look, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Like, we're not even a year out from this thing. We've got 18 months to go. There could be a full-blown recession. We're already in kind of a recession, but we could have a full-blown catastrophe. I mean, let things go south in Ukraine. Same thing. Everybody just wakes up and starts paying attention. Gas goes up to 5. I could say the other case. Unemployment's beginning to drop. Real wages are going. Biden could clean this thing up, even though he's basically a walking corpse. So I don't know.
Or
it's one of those
the Trump cases against him, the indictments really weigh him down with the general public. There's a million things that could happen between now and then. But the way the race starts right now, it's basically a jump ball. Whether it's Trump or DeSantis as the nominee, it's basically a jump ball. The other thing, and we're going to get into more of the Republican stuff in just a minute, but DeSantis is very untested. With Trump, we know what it's going to look like, right? He's going to inspire a lot of hatred. He's going to inspire a lot of loyalty. He's going to drive up turnout massively, and it's going to be a game of who is more enthusiastic, the people who love Trump and come out to vote for him, the people who despise Trump and come out to vote against him. It is not going to be, love and enthusiasm for Joe Biden, because that just hasn't been what he's ever brought really to the table. But, there's this assumption, I think, that Ron DeSantis would be a stronger general election candidate for the Republicans. Right now, the polls, that is what they reflect. But that's before DeSantis has been under consistent national scrutiny. And I am skeptical that he is actually the more electable
I don't know.
candidate. Let me just say that.
It's one of the, look, I don't know. I do think, look, we have to be honest, which is Trump turned off, remember that district in Nebraska? It was like Nebraska 2,
Yeah.
where they have their own electoral vote, where it was like Biden plus whatever, 10, but a generic Republican actually, or the Republican congressman actually won. There are a lot of people in this country, specifically like upper middle class or middle class suburbanites who really, really hate Trump.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are women. And I think that some of those people, I'm not going to say they're going to hate Ron DeSantis, but they're probably more likely to support him. So from that perspective, like, he doesn't turn people off as much. Now the question, though, is, are you going to drive turnout up the way that Trump did?
Right.
That, I don't know. I mean, do you see the Hispanic revolution nationwide? DeSantis has significantly gotten a bunch of Latinos to vote for him in Florida, but, people in Florida, we talk about here all the time, Cubans and, even people largely from South America, not Mexicans. I mean, they were talking about actual people who are largely of Mexican descent in South Texas. Are they going to go vote for DeSantis? A lot of them voted for Trump. Trump brought people out to the polls who hadn't been to the polls in 25 years. I mean, does the same thing exist for DeSantis? I'm not so sure. I think it's a trade-off on both ends.
Well, even on the suburban women front, however, I would have been inclined to agree with you
Well, now
there.
we're in abortion. Yeah,
but
right.
now abortion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the #1 issue. And we have some numbers to reflect that. That is driving a lot of voters, particularly suburban women. And DeSantis is now saddled with a very extreme position on that issue.
That's true.
So that alone could be highly motivating and basically negate any potential advantage that he had with that particular population. Listen, obviously, I don't know either. It's all a guessing game at this point. But I just want to caution that, to me, it's not so clear-cut that DeSantis would genuinely be the more electable candidates. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.